What happens when you reach high engagement levels? A lot of people who are getting on Twitter measure their success based on three things. One, according to one school, you measure your success based on how much raw traffic you can pull from Twitter. Ultimately, this is the right answer because, at the end of the day, you need traffic to get conversions. There's no way around this fact. You can talk a big game about branding. You can talk a good game about becoming an authority. This is all well and good, but until and unless they translate to real traffic, you're not going to make money. You have to get real visitors to make money on the internet. But using this metric as your sole metric is going to be a problem. Why? Normally, you have to build a very high level of engagement and high level of authority for you to get a sizable volume of direct traffic from Twitter. The good news is that the traffic that you do tend to get would be qualified traffic. These are people who are not curiosity seekers. These are people who have nothing else better to do than to click random links. These are usually people who are interested in whatever it is you are saying, and by extension, whatever it is you are promoting. Another way to measure success on Twitter is the number of retweets you get. Again, this is good because it ultimately leads to traffic. However, in itself, it doesn't really lead to much. The same applies to people clicking the heart button that they like your stuff. They favorite your stuff. That is all good. It definitely is a great boost to the ego. But until it translates to traffic, it's really not worth much. Here's my answer. The obvious answer, of course, is traffic. But before we get to traffic, focus on engagement level. Try to get your engagement levels up. This means people are paying attention. This means people view you as an actual credible and authoritative expert. This means influence. If you have high engagement levels, a lot of things open up for you. These are tremendous opportunities that can take your business to the next level. First, you can pitch influential Twitter accounts for guest posts. If you get a lot of engagement from their accounts and then they're constantly retweeting you and constantly clicking the heart icon, and it means that they become your fans, this is an indication that there is an actual organic community that grew up around your content. This is a good thing, but just by itself, it doesn't really mean much. You have to convert it. You have to transform it into a usable form in one of the most useful forms of this. Usual payouts of this level of influence with influencers are to pitch them for guest posts. Now, of course, this means that they have to have a blog that's credible and has great SEO value in their niche. But assuming that's true, pitch them for guest posts. Don't be shy. It doesn't hurt to ask if they say no the first time. Continue to engage with them. Be a buddy. Challenge them. Test them. Earn their respect some more, and then pitch them again. Keep pitching until you get that guest post. Because sometimes you have to knock many times before the door opens. That's just the way things are. Keep pitching because for every single guest post you get, you may get a nice boost in Google search results. You probably don't need me to explain to you why that's a good thing. Ask for interviews. There are many influential people on Twitter that are either top dogs in organizations in your niche or they know people. Either way, when you get interviewed for a variety of reasons, you have arrived in your niche. Let's put it this way. They're not going to interview worthless people. They're not going to interview people who have no credibility. Why? Well, they respect their own credibility. They want to protect whatever status they have. One of the worst ways to do that is to interview people with no credibility. They want to build up. So, the fact that they're interviewing you signals to whoever respects them that you are worthy of respect. It signals to people that you are credible, that you are worth following. It tells people in so many ways what you have to say counts for something. This is a big deal. How come? You can leverage this interview that you've got as proof of your expert status. You can then contact influential publications in your niche to get backlinks. You can contact the networking groups, symposiums, and conventions to get speaking opportunities. You can always point to the fact that you got interviewed by these highly credible places. Another advantage you can get when you put in the time to manually engage with truly influential people involves blogging roundtables. Blogging roundtables are basically group interviews. The person holding the roundtable would come up with a general topic. For example, they're talking about general SEO trends in 2018, and then hit up a large number of people for their interviews, knowing full well only a small fraction would respond. If you get invited to turn in your feedback, you get a nice link. Imagine if the Blogger Roundtable was being held on the premier website in your niche. Again, it doesn't take a genius to figure out the dynamite SEO potential of this opportunity. Build a high-influence retweet circle. This final benefit escapes a lot of marketers. In fact, even Twitter marketers may be completely blind to this. This is one of the biggest benefits of manual engagement with influential people on Twitter can ever deliver. When you get these people to think that you are credible and that you are an expert in your own right. Eventually, you can count on some of them to automatically retweet your stuff. This is a big deal. Well, when you share your own content, or better yet, when you share your squeeze page direct link, you want truly interested people to click through. You want people who understand what your content is about to click through and possibly convert. In other words, you want highly qualified traffic. If your brand becomes so trusted and so credible in your niche among other Twitter users, you cultivate such a following. You only need to produce content and automatically you know they would retweet you. You can almost bet that a certain percentage of your followers would retweet. This can then lead to your content being seen by more of their followers, which can lead to highly qualified direct traffic. Don't neglect this benefit. Unfortunately, a lot of people do because this benefit grows very slowly. It also starts at a very low level. But of all the benefits, this is probably the most potent. Unfortunately, it also takes the most time, effort, and attention to detail. However, if you properly cultivate this, the direct traffic benefits and conversions you would get from being a part of a retweet circle will outweigh and will pay for all your costs. You can take this to the bank.